Dalai Lama Tenzin Kya Tsoya Ingolo Dalai Lama Tenzin Kya Tsoya Ingolo Ko Tenzin Kya Tso Sangi Pai Ingolo Ko Tenzin Kya Tso Sangi Pai Ingolo To Ni Tae Zang Shi De Tu Ya Ingolo Ko Ni Tae Zang Shi De Tu Ya Ingolo Ngai Lama Tenzin Kya Tsoi Ngai Lama Tenzin Kya Tsoi Ngansu Lama Tenzin Kya Tsoi Ingolo Ngansu Payu Kanjo Chöden Kishin Ingolo Ko Tenzin Kya Tsoi Sangi Pai ngô thu tô ni ta về giang lý shi de tu ai ngô ngàn sự lama tên dinh gia trôi ngàn sự lama đô về gong đôi ngàn sự lama shi de si ai ngàn sự thay cao du chơi đi ngàn sự thay sil den joya in ngàn sự thay không đi ra với cô ngàn sự thay không đi cô xin thank you sir.
share the speech from the Tibetan Parliament in exile on the occasion of the 32nd anniversary of the Nobel Peace Prize to His Holiness. But before I do that, I want to extend a very special welcome on my own behalf, as well as a member of the Tibetan Parliament in exile, to our chief guest, East Hampton Mayor Nicole LaChapelle, and also to the town of Amherst council members, Patricia and George. Thank you so much for joining us and coming and being part of the community. I also want to give a special shout out and applaud to the students from the weekend Tibetan school who had performed earlier. They've done a commendable job. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank the work that these children are doing, and the voluntary teachers and parents in terms of preserving our Tibetan culture and tradition has become so much more important and critical, especially given that today in occupied Tibet, 4-year kids are being taken away from their parents and taken to the so-called Chinese boarding schools with the sole objective of turning them into Chinese. And so that's why I feel like the work that the community, the weekend Tibetan school teachers, volunteers, and parents are doing, I think is so critical and so important for the preservation of our identity, the preservation of our cause. So I really want to applaud and thank you all for doing that. And also I want to take this opportunity to request our chief guests and the town council members of Amherst to sort of really provide whatever assistance you can in terms of sustaining this program, because I think for a small community like this, to have a weekend voluntary classes, teachers spending their weekend times, parents spending their weekend times, all doing it on a voluntary basis, week after week, is not sustainable. And for us to be able to preserve our culture, our identity, for Tibet to survive, and when I say Tibet to survive, I consider Tibetan language, culture, as part of the world culture and heritage itself as well. And so we all collectively have a responsibility in terms of preserving the Tibetan culture, Tibetan language, and whatever the elected officials can do in this regard in the coming weeks and months, I would greatly appreciate that. So thank you for that.
To the bravery each of you show when you walk each year to honor the brave Tibetan men and women who have given their lives for the cause of freedom. And when you have come to Amherst Town Council meetings, your kindness brings tears to my eyes. I gain strength from the joy you are sharing today as you honor His Holiness the Dalai Lama, your culture and its values by singing, dancing, and praying. I want to thank His Holiness the Dalai Lama and each one of you for reminding me that together we are filling the world with, as he says, peacekeepers, healers, restorers, storytellers, and lovers of all kinds. Thank you.
Tibetan Association of Massachusetts for their dedication to ensuring the culture and language of Tibet is not extinguished, lost, or forgotten. Thank you for asking how the Tibetan community can be a part of the larger East Hampton community. Thank you for sharing and educating for the first time Tibetan Uprising Day in East Hampton, remembering and paying tribute to all of those who have sacrificed their lives for Tibet's struggle is humbling for our city, East Hampton. The ceremony brought our city closer together. Thank you for the invitation to celebrate and gain a deeper understanding of the Tibetan culture and language on the 32nd anniversary of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, receiving the Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Peace Prize chair explained why His Holiness was chosen. But if you look at the world today, what is the solution to conflict? Will violence or military power be the solution? No. The path of peace is realistic. That is why the Dalai Lama has been chosen, because he is very clear and an outstanding spokesman for this peace philosophy. We can focus on the examples of conflict, suffering, and violence that our planet constantly surrounds us with: TV, social media, and radio. But His Holiness acceptance speech 32 years ago shifts our focus. He says the problems we face today, violent conflicts, destruction of nature, poverty, hunger, and so on, are human created. Problems that can be resolved through human effort, understanding, and the development of a sense of brotherhood and sisterhood. Today, his words remain true. Acting with compassion and kindness develops the only solution to violence. In recognition of my re-election, the association came to City Hall offering congratulations and blessings. During the visit, I was also given the Book of Joy, Lasting Happiness in a Changing World, written by His Holiness and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. A few passages of this book resonate with me as a mayor. In particular, the passage spoken by the Dalai Lama is very strong in my heart. This is one of the greatest challenges that humanity faces: removing the barriers between who we see as us and who we see as other. This passage reminds me of my human responsibility as a person and as a mayor to reach out with trust and warm-heartedness each day. I do not practice any one religion, but I know that holding faith brings joy and mutual understanding. My research for these comments strengthened my faith in myself and others, and I am grateful for that. Accepting the Nobel Peace Prize, His Holiness said, "I pray for all of us, oppressor and friend, that together we succeed in building a better world through human understanding and love, and that in doing so, we may reduce the pain and suffering of all sentient beings." This is a message that is no less true than when it was first spoken by His Holiness 32 years ago. And I will pledge as the mayor of East Hampton that I will do everything in my power to support your struggle and the remembrance of your language and culture. I hope in the very near future, there will be a public announcement supporting the work and language of today. Thank you very much for the opportunity, the wonderful dancing and singing and kind words. I am honored and humbled to be here, and I can't wait to dance at the end.
Chief guests, former board members of the Regional Tibetan Association of Massachusetts, volunteer teachers, parents, and fellow community members. On this historic and momentous occasion to mark the 32nd anniversary of the conferment of the Nobel Peace Prize on His Holiness the Dalai Lama, I, on behalf of all the members of the association, would like to pay our immense gratitude to His Holiness for all his hard work and commitment to the non-violence mean on resolving the issue of Tibet. His noble message on pursuit of individual happiness, practicing compassion, environmental protection, and religious harmony are appreciated and admired globally. On this occasion, I pray for the long life of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and I believe that all the Tibetans will continue to strive to the practice of his words and wisdoms. I would like to express my gratitude to Mr. Thundup Tsering, Member, Tibetan Parliament in Exile, Ms. Nicole LaChapelle, Mayor of East Hampton City, Ms. Patricia D. Angeles and George Ryan, Amherst Town Council members, for gracing this occasion with your presence. I would take this opportunity to congratulate again our Mayor, Nicole LaChapelle, for her re-election. I think it's for the third term, your re-election as the Mayor. We appreciate your hard work and commitment to serving the city of East Hampton and your support to the local Tibetan community. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank Ms. Patricia for your kind and inspiring words. December 10th was also World Human Rights Day. So for Tibetans, it's a day where we try and promote the values of peace, human rights, and democracy, although it's pretty hard and almost impossible for Tibetans inside Tibet. According to the latest rankings from the influential watchdog group called Freedom House, Tibet is the least free country in the world, and it's tied with Syria. Since its illegal occupation in 1949, Tibet is ruled by the Chinese Communist Party, and Tibetans are denied basic fundamental rights. Chinese authorities are rigorous in suppressing any signs of dissent among Tibetans, including manifestation of Tibetan religious belief and cultural identity. The situation inside Tibet is increasingly getting worse with rising repression, especially under the current leadership of the President Xi Jinping. However, governments around the world are increasingly speaking out in support of the Tibetan people. In 2020, the US government passed the Tibet Policy and Support Act, which was a far-reaching piece of legislation that dramatically upgrades US support for Tibet. Similarly, President Biden have promised to push the Chinese government to give Americans access to Tibet and also to return to direct negotiations with the representative of the Tibetan people. Similarly, officials in other governments have also recently spoken in support of Tibet. And just last week, the US-led diplomatic boycott of the Winter Olympic was followed by a similar boycott by other countries, including Canada, Australia, Britain, and Japan. With such a growing support for international community, the spirit of Tibetans grows stronger every day, and a new generation is determined to complete the struggle that began 6 decades ago. Thank you so much. So that kind of concludes our official piece of the ceremony. And then it will be followed with a dinner. All the foods were brought in by the community members. But before that, I would like to request the chief guests as well as all the community members to come forward for a group picture, if I may. So my plan is we're going to put a row of chairs where I would like to invite the guests and the older adults in our community members to have a seat, and all other can either stand on or sit in the front, if that's okay.
Oh, sorry. कैसे हो जी? क्या बात है?
Sama pochene zamlion la corson Chani te mojani zamli shi de trison Nam sama pochene zamlion la corson Chani te mojani Zamli shi de trison Kukininda ishi norbu Dalai Lama Kukininda ishi norbu Dalai Lama Kukininda
Beautiful dance. Yeah. Good. That is celebration occasion.
다 드링데 동물한테 가고 좀 다시 놀래. 허야로.
Honey, beautiful girls. Any message?
Sama pochene zamlion la corson Chani te mojani zamli shi de trison Kukininda ishi norbu Dalai Lama Kukininda ishi
Honey, brother. 아니, 잠을 내우라. 내우. 아니, 내리다. Nobel Peace Prize celebration, right?
No.
How does it feel to be able to celebrate in a free country?
정말로 아무도 된다고 그래. 겨울치는야 아니 무배시리스다. 퓨디그라야 미들라야 안 celebrate 지라고 좀. 수치고 쉬우라. 근데 난 하나 섬기와. 오늘 접시 딱 그래. 겨워서 뭐 쉬인 섬기더라. 나는 더 별이 메나라야 딘디기라야 다디 지에 그게 뭐로. 이게 겨울치. 뭐가 좀 지게라야 냐추면 섬기야. 빼면서 그래. 네. 현자라야 다른 데는 지에 그래. 제걸로 저 오늘 프라라 겨워서 뭐 쉬인 섬기.
Thank you. 괜찮아.
Why?
What are you eating? Huh? Is that momo? Yeah. Pizza? Orange juice? केसङ
Hi, ठिकै छ।
How are you?
सन्जय।
सन्चै अनि छोरी कति राम्री
छोरी कति राम्रो छ।
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God. How was the celebration, bro?
Oh, today,
Yeah,
amazing.
the Nobel Peace Prize. You know.
The legacy of compassion, right? The
Yeah.
legacy of compassion and non-violence that His Holiness has guided us through. That's our real strength.
Yep.
That's the essence of our culture, essence of our Tibetan struggle.
Yep.